Some friends will carry you, but never push you into your breakthrough. Others will break ceilings, inconvenience themselves, and disturb your comfort just to get you free. This Thursday on the Lady Belin Show, Lady Belin asks, poolside excuses or roof-breaking truth? Who's really in your corner? The friends who pity you or the ones who push you toward purpose? Join the conversation live at 8 p.m. BST on Facebook and YouTube. The Lady Belin Show, finding strength in your story. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Greetings to each and every single one of you. I pray and I trust God that you're doing well, that your week has been a blessed one, that, maybe not everything might be working. But guess what? You and I, we have one of the most important things that anybody can ever have, and that's the gift of life. We have breath in our lungs. We are living, we are healthy, and so we give thanks to God. And as long as we are alive, there's nothing that cannot be achieved. It's never too late for us to actualize our dreams. I want to welcome you to the Lady Belin Show platform podcast with myself, Lady Belin. If you're not already following us on our various social media platforms, it's at Lady Belin Show. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. And we do have our YouTube channel that you can gladly subscribe. There are so many messages there that I know would be an absolute blessing unto you. Right. Are you ready? And have you made sure that you have shared the link to somebody, a friend, or two, to tune in? Because I have a great message for us that I know will speak to us, will challenge us, will get us to question, ask the right questions, and hopefully, when you know what the truth is, don't ignore it. Do the needful. Because if you choose not to do anything different from what you're continuously doing to acquire or achieve the results that you don't want, then don't expect anything else to change. As they say, doing the same thing and expecting a different result is total insanity. And I know you and I, we're not mad, we're not crazy. So make sure that you have shared this live stream. Call, WhatsApp, DM, SMX, whatever you have to do to invite someone to tune in and to join us, make sure you're doing that. Because this platform is all about serving, it's all about learning, it's all about speaking truth, even if it hurts, if it will help us to do better, to be better, and to achieve the very things that we have put before us to do so. And as I'm encouraging you to share, I'm doing the same thing. So if you see me looking on the other side, I have a gadget there helping me to be able to keep in touch with what's going on online with your comments. And not only that, but to also see the interactions that's going on so I can respond as I'm able to. This evening, I have a message that I pray and I trust will be a great blessing to you and I. It will definitely challenge us. It will speak truth to us, and hopefully it will help us to be able to make the decisions that will better serve where it is we're going. And the message I have titled it, Poolside Excuses or Roof Breaking Truth. And this week, as I spent time or some time, last week I was here and I shared with us a message about when the heart bleeds that derive from the sudden killing of a great soldier of Christ, Charlie Kirk. And somewhere, somehow, tonight's message is almost linked to it. Not in his death, but how sometimes people can misconstrue what is being said. How sometimes people can use media, people can use objects, people can use things to misconstrue what people have said to support an agenda, to support their evil intentions and their evil deeds, to turn someone that means so well into an enemy when we fail to think for ourselves. And my message stems from probably a passage in the Bible that you might be aware of. We know in the book of John, chapter 5, there is a story about a man that had sat at a popular pool called the Pool of Bethesda. And for 38 years, this man would be carried by people to the pool to sit there, because Bible would let us understand that every year an angel of the Lord will come and stir up the pool. And whoever was the first, the pool had, was surrounded by people that had infirmities, people that had, some disabilities, some illnesses. And so whenever the angel of the Lord will come and stir up the pool, then whoever got into the pool first, once it was stirred up, you got your healing. And this man had been brought to this pool year after year for 38 years. And each year he missed getting into the water, because once the pool was stirred up by the angel, somebody else will go ahead of him into the pool, and that person will receive his healing. And then I also want us to look at another story or incidents in the Bible. And this is the story, or this comes from the scripture in Mark chapter 2, where again there was a man that was sick, paralyzed, and his friends needed to get him to Jesus. But where Jesus was, there was so many crowd of people that there literally wasn't any room or space. And so every attempt of these friends to get the man close enough for Jesus to be able to see him and heal him proved infutile. And so guess what they've decided to do? They climbed up the roof to the roof of the building where Jesus was, tore the roof up, and lowered their friend through the roof down to Jesus so that he'll be healed. And when this week, these two stories came to me, as my spirit picked this up and was pondering over it, I began to ask myself questions. And I asked and I wondered, why is it that in both scenarios or circumstances, these two men were incapacitated and they needed help in order for them to be whole, in order for them to be healed, in order for them to be able to get back on their feet? But it seems like one attempt was able to help them obtain the results that they needed. And in another situation, 38 years, and there was no change. I asked myself, why is it that the friend had seen their friend, or these people had seen this man's limitation, his shortcoming, and no one ever thought, you know what, maybe let me hang around long enough for the angel to come and stir up the pool so that I can help push my man, my friend, into it. 38 years of the same cycle. They will come and put him by the pool and leave him there every year. And so I want to ask you, before we even delve deeper into this conversation and this message, who's already in your mind when we compare? I want us to make some comparisons here. Who is already in your mind when it comes to the circle of people and friends, relatives, the people that are around you? Who comes to mind? That is a poolside friend or a roof breaking friend. I want you to think about this as we go deeper into this conversation and this message. And I want us to look at the poolside friends. I realized when I was going through, or when I stumbled upon some of the videos online of some of Charlie Kirk's messages, debates, how these had been edited and just little bits, snippets of it had been taken, and how it had been misconstrued so that now he's projected in a negative way to cause people to hate and reject the truth that he was speaking, the truth of what he was saying that will help emancipate the mindset of people, that will cause an awakening of people to begin to ask the right question, to begin to even question. And so, in order for them to keep people forever bound, especially the Black people, forever bound. They tagged him racist. Why? Because he was challenging us as a people and as a race to rise up and to be able to see between the cracks and see how our emotional instability were being used as a weapon against us. And I realized one thing, especially in the current climate that we find ourselves in, where everything around us is somewhere, somehow sucking what is truth. And lies are being projected to us as truth. I realize that we are in trouble. Anyone that speaks truth to us is an enemy, is racist, is sexist, is feminist, is this. We so quickly will tag them and not even entertain, give enough room to hear the full submission of what it is they're saying. Analyze that and make conclusion. We just run on the back wagon with just a little, few seconds, a minute at most, and make conclusion. And then suddenly we are reacting. We are running helter-skelter all over the place, destroying things, angry at everything and anything. Because some way, somehow, the system is almost forcing us not to think anymore, not to reason anymore, not to analyze anything anymore. They want to do the thinking for us. They want to put us on autopilot. They want us to behave like robots. So when they press the button, the reaction they're expecting from us is what they get. And I wonder if this is to our benefit or our detriment. When we're living in a world where truth tellers, people that speak truth, are projected as enemies, people that speak truth to us, we are made to hate them. When now, what is bad, what is wicked, is projected as what is right and what is good. And what is good we are made to believe that is bad for us. Even so much so to the point that people are struggling to differentiate between what is truth and what is not. Because now the line that used to be so clear, as the days go by, are becoming more blurrer and blurrer, that we can't even tell anymore. And it's scary. So again, I want to ask you, I want you to reflect on this. Who are your poolside friends? Who are the people that you have in your circle around you who don't really care how you feel? They love you so much to speak truth to you. They're not going to cushion you. They're not playing emotionalism. They know the truth hurts, but they'll rather speak the truth to you if it's going to make you a little bit uncomfortable for a short period of time, if it's going to hurt your ego for a short period of time, but knowing that in the long term, knowing that once you've gotten over your ego and your emotions, that it was life they spoke into you and not death, that the words that seem to have sting so badly is the very thing you needed to hear to help you to be able to get from where you are a step closer to where it is you want to go to. In order for you to push you, for you to rise from the place of victim and step into your power and step into your truth. Such people, we say they don't like us. We say, oh, they're inconsiderate. They didn't even think about my feelings. Sometimes it's not about your feelings. Because if we would speak truth to power, and if we will be honest and sincere with ourselves, it's some of these our feelings that got us into the troubles that we're in, because we followed our feelings. And that's what's gotten us to where we are. And if we continue to follow through with our feelings, we might never become who we know we can. We might never actualize the dreams and the visions and the plans that we want to achieve. And it takes someone who loves you so much, someone who sees greatness in you, someone that knows that you can do more, that is better for you. You can achieve it. You have what it takes to speak truth to you, even when they know it's going to hurt you for a bit. And unfortunately, when we want to remain in our feelings, such people, we don't really want to entertain. We don't really want them in our corner. Because when they're around us, guess what? We don't have the excuses anymore. So who are your poolside friends? Who are the friends that will keep you stuck in your predicament, in the situation that is not serving you? Who are those people around you who will come and pity party with you? And yet, after all that, not an iota of value has been added to your life. Who are those friends that you have around you that will call you up to the next rave, to the next gig, to the next concert, to the next, pub outing, anything where you're just wasting your life and just wasting your time? But when the opportunity comes for some kind of business connection, business workshops and conferences, when you need help, when you have a business idea, a plan, and you need help, you need some investors, they will never connect you to the people they know can help you. They are so quick to get in touch for you to go out and get drunk, smoke it up, rave it off. But they don't seem to have time for you guys to sit down and plan, for you guys to sit down and think, what's the next thing? How can we grow economically? How can we expand our financial capacity? How can we increase our mind? What can we do to learn information about some of the areas that we are not well vested in? No, they don't have time for that. They don't have time for you guys to pick up a book and read and learn about money management, people management. Learn. They don't have time for that. No, they don't have time for that. They're too busy. But they're never too busy to invite you for you guys to go out every weekend. They are happy to sit with you in your excuses, but never ready to push you forward. They'll come and sit with you. They will listen to you. Go on about that relationship, that heartbreak, over and over again, that you've been talking about for years, so that you remain a victim. I want you to think about that. Who are those people in your corner that may come across as friends? They mean well for you. And yet, for however many years you've had them around you, there's not a single thing that you can put your hand on and say that we've been able to achieve it together, that we've been able to make great progress, that we've been able to sit down, plan, and execute the plan. There's nothing. But oh boy, you have so many pictures and videos to map your experiences of all the raving and the going out. Your phone, your storage is full of them. Why is it that we unconsciously attract poolside friends who keep us stuck? Why? And the friends, the roof breaking truth, the friends that will speak truth to us because we know we need it. Sometimes you need something to ginger you, to get you off, to kick you off your backside and begin to do something. Those kind of friends, we don't really want them around, because they force us to grow. And perhaps the truth is, we don't actually want to grow. We are happy. We are so married to our excuses, or we are so married to our victimized conditions. We are so married to our past and our situations that we become so intimate with them that we are beginning to birth children of excuses. Excuses have become the children from our marriage to our predicament, to our situations. Because you see, the roof breaking friends, they don't have time for your excuse. It's not that they don't care, they do care. But they place more value on your potential, what they know you're capable of becoming and achieving. And they don't want to allow your circumstance, your limitation, they don't want to allow whatever it is that you're going through to rob you off from the life that they know you can achieve. And they're willing to stand with you, they're willing to push you and see you materialize that life. And guess what? No, not many of us want those people. Because when they're around, we don't have any excuses. Why? Because they will not tolerate the excuses. And the truth of the matter is, in most times, God will send us friends who are willing to inconvenience themselves because your breakthrough matters so much more to them than to see you in comfort and not become. Now let's look at the roof breaking truth, friends. These friends, as I said earlier, they are bold. They care. Even if their care comes across too harsh, it's because they care so much. It's because they see so much potential in you that they just cannot allow. They cannot just sit around, hang around you, and see nothing become out of you. And we have to get used to becoming uncomfortable, because comfort zone never births greatness. There's no one that became great just being comfortable. No. Greatness comes with sacrifice. Greatness will break your boundaries in order to expand you. And it comes with some pain, with some discomfort. It comes with risk. Greatness doesn't give room to excuses. Greatness will tell you, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but I'm going for it anyway. Yes, I may not have everything that it takes, but I'm willing to give it a shot and I'm going for it. Greatness will tell you, yes, the door is shut. When I'm knocking, no one wants to do, I'll break it down. Greatness sees opportunities. Greatness sees possibilities, even in the midst of limitations. Greatness does not only look at your present predicament, but it looks at your future. Paul said it, that he pressed on in spite of everything that he's going through because of the reward that awaits him. That's what he set his mind on. And therefore, that's the reason why he presses on. Having a friend, a roof breaking friend in your life is an absolute blessing. Because you know that with such person by your side, such person in your life, such person as a friend, there is absolutely nothing you cannot achieve when you put your mind, or when you make up your mind. Because even if you don't have what it takes, sometimes even the encouragement that this person will give you is enough to stir you up, to get you out of your bed and give it one more shot when everything says no. Such a friend is like that little speck or glimpse of light in the midst of darkness. That makes it, it's like, that friend is like that one yes out of the 99 no's. And in life, that's all one needs. It's not so many yeses. It's just that one yes that can make all the difference in someone's life. It doesn't matter how many doors one knocks that gets a no. It's just that one door that gives you a yes that can turn the whole trajectory of everything for you. And sometimes it's all that, just that one friend. Like the David and the Jonathan, it's that Jonathan friend that will tell you as it is, that will push you and not allow you to become complacent, will not allow you to settle when they know so much more oil can be oozed out of you. Can you identify a ceiling breaking friend in your life? Do you have such a person in your life? Someone who challenged your comfort zone and helped you to grow? Have you had that in your life? A friend that will just not accept a no as an answer. They're always challenging you to do more, to be better. And they don't just sit down and watch you, they're even willing to go the long haul with you to make sure you're able to achieve that. You know, a friend that will call you and wake you up, they become your alarm clock. They will call and wake you up so that you can stay up at night and work on that dream and revise. They'll tell you, go, you don't worry, go and sleep. At this time, I will call you, I'll wake you up. They'll sometimes even sit with you just to keep you company, to ensure that you do what it is you're doing. That is the roof breaking friend. The friend that is willing to help you, to hold, Moses, to hold your elbow so that you can keep your hand in that position. Such a friend is an absolute blessing to have. Such a friend, unless you don't have a dream, you don't have a vision, you don't have something that you're working towards. Having such a person in your life can almost make all things possible. And I want to encourage you, if you do have such people in your life, to value them and to appreciate them. Yes, they might be annoying. They might be too forceful and too pushy, but it's for your good. Because you see, most of us, if we are honest, we like comfort, including myself. No one really wants to be too stressed, and sometimes we just want to laze about and just stay in our pajamas and stay in our bed and not do anything. But like Proverbs say, a little sleep, a little slumber, and poverty will catch you. So yes, we do need rest. We do need sleep. But too much of that. Because whilst you're sleeping, other people are awake, working on their dreams. Other people are awake, building their vision. Roof breaking friends. Friends that speaks truth to us. Friends that will call it as it is. Not to hurt you, but to challenge you. But to wake you up. To let you face reality. those friends everyone needs in their life. The poolside friends, they will keep you there longer than necessary. Had it not been Jesus who showed up and had mercy on the man for 38 years, I mean, at least by the 5th year, when he had been telling these people the same story over and over again, you know what, guys, every time you get me there, you know my condition, you know my situation, you know I can't walk, I can't crawl, you know there's nothing I can do to. Every time I have tried, I've just never been quickened. I'm sure he would have told his friend, narrated everything, all the happenings to his friends, why he returned, or why when they came back for him, he was still in the same condition. And how could you have loved him so much to have made that effort to go and plant or put him there, and yet not cared enough to have hung around, to have helped him into the pool the first year, the second year, maybe you didn't know, maybe you're too busy, the 5th year, the 10th year, the 20th year, 38 good years. And you want to tell me that these friends cared enough? You know, we have to be careful of such people in our space. People that are willing to help you get close, just close enough, but not help you to cross the line. They are willing to get you close enough to the river, but never help you to drink. When you know they know somebody that can help you, and you beg them, you've spoken to them about your plan, you beg them, they know, say, yeah, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll speak to them. And every single time is the same excuse. Yeah, you know, I forgot, I'll speak to them. I forgot, I'll speak to them. But they're so quick to tell you about the next event that's happening, the next Davido concert, the next Whiskey concert, the next Burna Boy, the next Beyonce, the next whatever. But the very help that you need to be able to get you from point A to point B of your dream, some way, somehow, they always forget. And if we are honest, we attract these friends and these people into our circle because we ourselves, we become comfortable and we have settled with our excuses. And so because we like the sound of our excuses, we attract the very people that will enhance the excuses for us, that will help us come up with more excuses or more reasons to have excuses. And I want you to look at yourself. What are some of the excuses that you keep telling yourself that is keeping you in the very place and in the very position, in the very experience, in the very environment that you know is not serving you? The environment is not conducive for you. The environment is not going to help you to give birth to the dreams, the aspirations that you have. Maybe some of the excuses might be that you're fearful, you're afraid. What if I don't succeed? What if I try and I fail? What if I don't make it? What would people say? What would friends say? What would family say? So because of other people's opinions, because of other people's reaction, because of your fear of failing, you give yourself excuse, a reason why you won't try, you can't try. What are those excuses that you're telling yourself? Time and time again. What are the excuses? I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I forgot. I'll do it tomorrow. I promised myself I'll do it tomorrow. I'll write that proposal tomorrow. I'll pick up the phone and I'll call that person tomorrow. When I said that, that just hit me. I'm always giving myself excuses why. I'm always telling my friend about my gym. I said to my friend, let's subscribe to the gym. I want you to be my gym buddy. Because when it comes to these healthness and fitness and stuff, that is not top, is not top, my top 5 priorities. So I need external force. So I have a friend that wanted to be my gym buddy. I spoke to him. I'm like, you know what? I really want to go to the gym. And so I need you to subscribe to the gym so that we can go together. When I don't feel like going, maybe you can help push me. My friend actually went on, signed up to the gym. And I, myself, this was my idea since January or whatever. And each time I give myself excuse. This week or last week, they were asking me, so when are you signing up? When are you joining? I said, you know what? Monday. Every single time I move the date, I move the time, I move it, I keep moving it forward. And now we're almost in the last quarter of the year. And I haven't joined the gym. I keep procrastinating. I'll do it tomorrow. You know what? Let's talk about it next week. I actually haven't signed up, so we can't go, Don't worry, I will sign up tomorrow. This evening, I'm going to sign up. What excuses are we giving ourselves that is keeping us in the very place that we are, that we know is not serving us? I want you to think about that. And I want you to be honest with yourself. Because maybe this is what is keeping you from getting or moving into your next season. Maybe this is what's keeping you from taking that next step, from filling in that application, sending off that resume or that CV, from placing that call, from knocking on that door. If we don't take the initiative and take the step, we will never know what's on the other side. Until we are willing to overcome our fears, we will never know what's on the other side. Or at the end of our fear, we'll never know what's waiting for us there. And I want to encourage you. Sometimes some of these fears, they are not so much our own fear, other people's fear that have been projected to us for so many years. Maybe you grew up in an environment where time and time again, you are being told nothing good can come out of you. You can't do it. Your type, your kind, your color, your skin, your shape, your intellect, you're female, you're male, you're black, you're white, all of that have gotten into your head. And anytime you want to take that step, they've become the small voices that hold you back. And I want you to make time. Sit down. Journal. Get a book. Write some of these fears down. Because until you're willing to face your fear, you can never overcome it. Until you're willing to step into your own vulnerability, you will never find the strength in there to help you to take the next step into your greatness, into your dream, into your vision, into your goal. Write it down. Journal. What is that thing that's holding you back? What is that little voice in your head? And what is it saying to you? What does it tell you? Anytime you want to take that step that you know is true for you, what does it tell you? That has made you develop imposter syndrome. What is it? We all have it. And it shows up in different ways. Sometimes I'll talk myself down. Sometimes, there's something I have to do, someone I need to speak to, and some way, somehow, I kind of shrink and become a shadow of myself. I lose all the confidence and the boldness. And when I finish, I'm beating myself about it. Like, what happened to me? Lady Belin, you're confident, you're spoken, you're bold. What happened? Like, what is it about this person that intimidates me that I can't even speak? That I've become a shadow of this person, of this version of myself that I can't even recognize. And we all have it. And sometimes it show up. And we have to be able to name it and try and understand why it shows up, when it shows up, so that we know how to deal with that and how to use that to our benefit. Even if it means having these affirmations, standing in front of the mirror to talk to yourself. You can do this. You got this. You're bold. You're confident. You're intelligent. You're smart. Just to lift your soul up. Just to cause you to believe. What is it? How do you respond to people in your space that speak truth to you? How do you respond? Because sometimes some of these truths can come across and feel offensive. But if you give it a bit of thought, if you sit with it for a little bit, wow, process it, give it time to process it, truth will speak to you and you will see that actually, this is not offensive. This is not hurting. I really needed to hear this. It's harsh, but I really needed to hear this. How do we usually respond to truth tellers? That friend, that family member, that would tell it as it is. How do you respond to them? And how do you respond to what they say to you? Are you appreciative of the fact that they're willing to tell you the truth? When the world around us is lying to us about everything from pandemic to everything. Now, we can't. The truth is getting blurrer by the day. Do you embrace such truth and such people? Do you value them? Do you appreciate them? Do you even acknowledge them? Do you even see how much value, how much they benefit your life? Do you? Or because you have gotten so used to your excuses, you push such people away because you're not ready to face facts. You're not ready to face the truth. You're actually not ready to do anything about your circumstance. You're not ready to do anything that would change your situation. I heard an interesting story of a woman that had a child, and their child was incapacitated. They had a disability. And living in this part of the world, because of the condition of the situation of the child, their mother, that was a single parent, could claim some benefit from the government. And the mother used to get quite significant amount of money from the government. And so one day, a friend of the mother suggested to her that they knew a man of God that God was using tremendously that could heal the child from the situation, from the illness or the disability they had. And the mother was so annoyed by it and cut off the friend. Didn't want to have anything to do with the friend. It wasn't about the child seeking for help for the child. She had gotten so comfortable with the help that she was getting from the government that she didn't want anything to remove that comfort from her. She didn't even think about what it will feel like for her child not to have the disability anymore, to maybe could live a normal life. Because of the benefit that she was getting, she was happy to allow the child to remain in that condition. She wouldn't even consider anything else. Maybe some of us, if we be honest with ourselves, we are happy with the conditions that are not serving us. Because even though we don't like it, even though we may be crying out for a change, yet we are not willing to do the needful that will propel that change. It's like the saying goes, everyone wants change, but no one wants to change. Maybe you want change, but you're not willing to do what you need to do in order for you to have the change. And I want you to think about this. I want you to have a moment with yourself and think about this. Think about the people that you have in your space and how they're serving you or not. Are they helping you to get to where it is you're going? Or are they helping to keep you stuck where you are? And it's not for me to make the decision for you, because you know your truth. If your present state serves you, if the life you're living and therefore the people you have around you is good enough, is what you want, then remain there. But if it's not, if the circle of friends around you, if they're not helping you to grow, if they're not helping you to be better, if they're not helping you to strive and achieve more and aspire the greatness and work towards it, the decision is for your making. When Jesus went up to the man at the pool of Bethesda, he asked him, do you want to be made whole? Simple question. For a man that have sat there for 38 years, I have, I think maybe 2 years ago, I have a message on my YouTube channel, normalizing the abnormal. For a man that has sat in that position for 38 years, someone comes to you and asks you, do you want to be made whole? Guess what how difficult is it to say yes? But no. He had become so accustomed to the very position that was so uncomfortable, in the very place that was so uncomfortable. The man had become so comfortable with his excuses, so comfortable with an environment that does not serve him, an environment that is not allowing him to give birth to what it is that is within. He had become so comfortable and has settled that when help came to him and asked, "Do you want to be made whole?" he started giving excuses. He started narrating, saying everything about the past. How is that going to serve your present and your future? 38 years. Should Jesus had even asked, "Do you want to be made whole?" Before Jesus would have ended his sentence, he should have screamed. But here he is, making excuses. That sometimes we are so stuck up in our excuses that when opportunity knocks at our door, we don't even see. We are not prepared. We are not ready. That we miss it. 38 years in the same condition. No change. 38 years repeating the same pattern. 38 years. Maybe it might not be 38 years for 5 years, 10 years. Repeating the same excuse. That your excuse, you could sew it as a garment and put it on. You've become your excuse has become your identity. That when your help comes, you don't see it. Excuses attract poolside friends. Excuses will attract to you friends that will come and help cushion it, help tuck it in a little bit, help make you more comfortable within it, but never to push you out. Say, come on, how many times are you going to sing the same song? How many times are you going to be saying, giving us the same excuses? I'm so tired of hearing you. It's like a broken record. Excuses will make you attract the friends that will help support you so that you remain stuck and you never grow, you never develop, you never become all that God has planned for you to become. And so I want to ask you, if Jesus stood before you today and asked you the same question, do you want to be made whole? I don't know what your situation is. If Jesus stood before you and asked you, do you want me to help you? What would be your honest response? Would you be ready to receive the help? If Jesus stood before you and asked you, do you need me to open that door for you? What would be your honest answer? Would you ask him to do that because you know you've been ready since ancient? Or would you give him excuse because you know, even though you want the door open, you know that you're not ready? You know you're not ready for that position. You know you're not ready for that marriage. You know you're not ready for that child. You know you're not ready for that money, that amount that you're asking, you're praying for him to give. You know you're not ready for that connection. You know. And so because you know, would it be an excuse you give him? Or would your answer be yes? That is for you to answer because you know. If Jesus stood, you know what it is that you're dealing with. You know what is holding you back. You know the excuses you've been telling yourself. You know there's more to you than what you're giving out. You know that you carry greatness. You know what you're capable of. You know. You know. You know what you're telling yourself. But my question to you tonight, if Jesus stood before you and asked you, like the man at the pool of Bethesda, do you want me to help you? Do you want me to open that marriage door for you? Do you want me to connect you to that Great man. Do you want me to put you in that position? Do you want me to give you that child? What would your answer be? Are you ready to be a parent? Do you know what it takes? What books, what have you learned? What information have you gathered about being a parent? What do you know about being a wife or a husband? What do you know? What books have you read on relationships? What books have you read about finance, managing money? What do you know about money that you want God to bless you with the thousands? What do you know? I want you to take some time out to this evening, today, this week, this month, but make time for yourself. Sit with yourself. Ask these questions and be honest and transparent with yourself. And then take the steps that will help take you out of where you are, because you know you're bigger than that. You know there's too much in you. You're just wasting away and wasting time and resources. Enough of the excuses. Enough of the excuses. It's time to man up. It's time to own your own crap and do something, because you can do something. The world is waiting for you. Lives are dependent on you. You've given yourself enough excuses. You've literally run out of excuses that you keep repeating it. Sometimes you don't even know what excuse you told before. Poolside friends or roof breaking truth friends? Who do you want in your corner? The friends that will keep you in your excuses, or the friends that will challenge you to step up and do the more that you're capable of? And I want to leave or end this stream with a little prayer, if that's okay with us. And it's my prayer that, Lord, or I want you to pray and ask the Lord to show you the friends who will carry you into purpose. And it's my prayer that God will connect you with friends and people that will push you and carry you into purpose, help you to become. And not only for those friends to come to you, but I pray also for you that you'll be that friend, that person in someone's life that will help push the person into purpose. And may God help us all. In the name of Jesus. And I want to remind us and invite you to share this live stream, this episode, if in any way it has been a blessing to you. If you have learned anything from it, or if you know anyone that you think this message will serve them, I encourage you to share it. I want to thank you for taking the time to join me here on the Lady Belin Show, finding strength in your story. And again, if you're not following us on our various social media platforms, it's at Lady Belin Show. We are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on X, and we do have our YouTube channel that you can subscribe to. So many messages there that will absolutely bless you. Thank you. God bless us all, and God willing, we shall see ourselves again very soon. Until then, have a great evening and a blessed rest of the week. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you for joining us today on the Lady Belin Show. May the story shared stir your heart, renew your faith, and remind you that God is still writing yours. Until next time, keep growing, keep believing, and and keep finding strength in your story.